I don't know if you can see me. I'm wrapping my arms around me because this is, I want to protect myself here. I think when difficult things happen to young people, they often push it way down.
Yeah.
And it gets stuck, it gets trapped. And it was very hard for me to make that link to get it out. It was suppressed. I was very tearful. I was very silent. I could barely find the words. I was very humiliated. I felt very shamed. But the person in that first session of therapy was kind enough to give me things like there was a cartoon image that I remember of somebody who's trying to they're very worried about the past, they're very anxious about the future, depressed about the past and anxious about the future. And she said, look, you remember you're in the middle, right? So in this cartoon there was somebody in the middle, and she said, you don't have to carry all the depression of the past, you don't have to carry the anxiety of the future, and if you cut it into thirds like that, at least you've only got a third of it to worry about. So she gave me some things like that to bounce some of my words off, but honestly, I think she gave to me the right kind of questions. And it was in her living room with a chair facing mine. I didn't like that. I didn't like somebody looking at me. And the reason for that kind of will become clear, but she gave me questions, and she just started to just scrape away at the outside bit, and I just started to give a bit and tell her bits of stories, and she would ask me questions that to me seemed light and easy about upbringing and home and parents and that kind of stuff. And just started to peel my layers back. And that was it. That was what I recall. I mean, I think when you get somebody just to say those first few words, even if it's just to connect with how they feel. So whatever your questions is, the answer is about, it begins with I'm feeling this, I experienced that, I remember this. You're starting to get somebody to be in touch with themselves, because part of masking and part of that disengaged coping is to block that, to numb that, to suppress that. So anything you can kind of do to just get in that first layer, just like burrow through into that first thing, and then my stuff has started to come out. But I've said on this during this conversation, I've had 7 or 8 different therapies before, so each time it's like I'm finding a new cavern in me where the stuff can come out, and there are lots of different places like that in me.
So she's not the first, so she's the 7th or the 8th.
Well, they've all performed a different type of job. It's like it goes into a different dynamic in my in the mycelium network of my kind of past.
Yeah.
So just kind of explore a different set of feelings and emotion that show up in the present day. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I think, and more recently, I've had therapies that do that very explicitly. So they look at things like your ability to give care or receive care. They look at your sexuality. They look at work and different things. So we are so vast and complex, not least because of the billions of neurons in our mind and all the different attachments you've got to those. But if you could multiply all that by our experiences, this job will never be complete for me. But I'm quite far down the path, and I enjoy being on the path now, whereas before it was scary in itself to go back and do the work, as I think the phrase is now. Edith Eger described, what do you mean I have to talk about all this difficult stuff? I've lived it. Why do I have to go back and go over this? And I found that being able to go back and go over it as an adult helps the feelings that were created in those core memories and those core judgments about the world that were created when I was a boy. So you can go back. Do you know the film Back to the Future? Okay, we're doing Edith Eger and we're doing Michael J. Fox. Brilliant. So you go back to the timeline where things went wrong for you and go, what was happening? What was around? Can the adult Tom go back? And you look at what was going on around that time, and we can reframe it, refigure it, and understand it, and release yourself from it.
Yeah.
So that's part of what this is about.
Mm.
It's quite a powerful thing to do.